Command engine start. 2, 1.
House Live.
And you people, you're all astronauts on some kind of Star Trek.
Well, let's see. We've got a dozen eggs, a quart of milk, a loaf of bread, a can of frozen orange juice, 6 small white onions, a green pepper, garlic powder, a package of American cheese, pickles, kosher that is, bananas, cornflakes, maple syrup, toothpaste, paper towels, toilet paper, 6 bars of soap, hot dogs, quarter pound of chopped meat, steak, lamb chop, package of spaghetti, 3 apples, bologna, cottage cheese, a pound of butter, 2 ears of corn, beer, ketchup, peanut butter, soy sauce, and a half a pound of coffee.
A half a pound of coffee. That's about what I drank today. A half a pound of coffee. Felt like it today. Good evening. We're over there tonight. Good evening, everybody. It's your professor coming to you high above the hills of Petacocha tonight, soaring high above the planet in general on my Inspiration space station, as you well know by now. I see people checking in over here, already lining up. The bridge tonight is in good shape. I think my engines are all tuned up. Let me check down there to make sure. Yeah. A little difficulty going on, but I'll figure it out. All right, welcome to my tiny house high up in the Inspiration space station tonight. I see you there, Mackenzie, and live painter. No way, Neil Barbosa in the house. Good to see you, Lady Sky. Hello, Isis. Where'd we be without you? Fabiola and Thala. We're already lining up. Thank you for being here, my friends. You know I love you. It's so fun being here. I look forward to my Wednesday nights and looking around the planet and seeing what is going on. Oh, there we go. Now we've landed. All right, I think I'm under control now. It took me a minute to find my gravitational pull. I'm there now. Neil knows. Neil Barbosa, the light painter. I'm giving you big props, my friend. Big props. Anyway, thank you for being here. I've got a special fun night tonight. I've been looking forward to this one. Not that I don't look forward to all of them, frankly, but every once in a while something comes along where I go, this is an old dear friend. This is somebody who I work with, respect, and I know he's probably could be doing something better with his time than what I see him doing down there on the planet right now. But that's not to be said. I got some smoke in here too, evidently. And so we are what we are. We do what we do. Thank you for being here with me. God, it's good to have you up here, high up in my Inspiration space station. I decided to obviously take you guys all up here from time to time every Wednesday, just to get you off the planet for an hour plus. It gets busy down there, and things aren't so smooth sometimes. And you know what? Up here in my space station, there's no COVID. No, and you know what? Hey, there's no government. We don't even have any rules up here. Well, maybe. I've got a couple YouTube rules I have to follow, but not many. Not many in that respective world. So, you know, this is our little time and space all around the world. I love you for being here, as always. Let's see, where do I start tonight? Oh, you know what? That voice you heard in the beginning was actually Vince Scully, who a famous, long-lived Dodger announcer, passed away at the age of 94. That's a long life, and he spent 60-plus years being the announcer for the Dodgers. And you know, I loved his voice. I just loved his voice. And I had to share it with you. I like to bring those people into my realm, you know, if I can help. And also, Tony Bennett. Tony Bennett's birthday today. There you go. Oh my goodness, that's not that funny. He's great. He's a great talent, super talent. Tony Bennett left my heart in San Francisco. Great painter as well. So many props to Tony Bennett. How could I not throw his name out there tonight? Because it's his birthday today. And as if that wasn't enough, Jerry Garcia's birthday was yesterday, and he would have been 80 years old. So much props to somebody who inspired me a lot in my lifetime. Obviously, look at all the smoke around me, and so I had to put those props out there because those are important people in my life. So important that I wrote them down right there just to remind myself, because I'll forget sometimes. All right, you know what? I've got some great music to play tonight. I've got some videos to share. I've got I believe what? Yeah. Oh, yeah, my control room's telling me I do have news to play tonight, so I do have to play some news tonight. And do I have any surprises? Maybe. You never know. You never know what's going to happen on this little tiny house live show. By the way, before I get started, let me apologize for the end of my last show. I had Spike Sykes in here, and I had a little sample to play out. We're going to play Avocado Thunderbird, and it was going to be a fun thing to play, and we lost transmission. I totally lost transmission. I blamed it on the meteorite shower that I saw out my cockpit or control room or bridge. I prefer these days. It's my bridge. So anyway, I'm sorry about that, but either way, it's all good and it's fun. It was great. And you love my T-shirt? You know, there's a story with this, and we'll get into that. But well, actually, it was given to me by Sean England, and it is, yes, indeed, Petafuckaluma. And I love to wear it because my partner in crime tonight is actually a Petalunian, and so he deserves for me to wear this shirt. So I'm glad you've noticed that already, Lady Sky, because yeah, it's a little bit of history involved in this shirt as well, and slightly offensive, which I think is probably why I like it. I don't know, it's just kind of fun. Everybody saying hi to each other there. Hi, Phoenixia. How are you, Nixia? Good to see you. And yeah, you know, we'll chime in. Let me know what you're thinking here tonight as we go along in our world. And I think it's time I think about looking. Wait a minute, no, it isn't. I have a nice little drink tonight, sponsored by well, this is still Bajornitos. It's a nice margarita, and I made one because it's just it helps the altitude. It's up here. All right, my friends, I need to look around. You know what? Because I'm waiting. I'm stalling until I get above the planet surface to where I see my abductee tonight, because I already have my eye fixed on somebody. I've had this plan for a while, and we're just now coming around his globe, as I can see. Let me switch out to the wider lens, see if I can't locate this partner in crime for me tonight, and bring him to you. Let's see here. Wait a minute. Oh, well, wait a minute. All right. Hang on. I see. What's he doing? He's operating small pairs of scissors, and there's lots of plastic bags. What's going on? Either way, this guy needs something better to do with his time tonight, and so he's the perfect person for me to abduct. I'm going to beam him up right now onto my tiny house inspirational space station. Have a good word with this man. That's what I'm going to do. Come on up here. All right. Be surprised. Oh, okay. I think I got him. Brother, what are you doing in your house tonight? What are you doing? Be responsible for yourself.
In your house or in my house?
Well, what were you doing in your house?
I was gardening.
You were gardening. I'll accept that.
Yeah,
I'll accept that and ask for no more details than that. but
I've never been on a space station before.
Well, you know, it's nice up here, man. We're away from everything, you know.
I like the altitude.
I love the altitude. It's all about that. All about that. Ladies and gentlemen, Travis James right here with me tonight on my inspirational space station. Hijacked him from down there doing some gardening, and I thought maybe I'd, you know, the interesting thing, Travis, is when I drop you back at the end of the show, and I'll beam you back down. Actually, not this. I'm not going to beam you down this time. I'm actually going to give you my rocket ride back down.
Oh, cool.
Which means you actually get to use the parachutes.
Oh, sweet.
They're going to have to pick you up in the middle of the desert. I hope that won't bother you.
My dog will drive out there and get me.
Good. Because typically when I return somebody back to the planet's surface, they have lost no time at all. They've lost no minute and even more second.
Oh, beautiful.
You're
so I can get right back to work.
You could, yeah. But in this case, tonight, that's not going to happen.
No, I love it.
No, you're going to be out in the
I'd
desert.
rather stay up here, and then I'll just get picked up from the desert and maybe hang out there.
You know
for
what
a
I'm
few
going to do
days.
for you at the end of the show? I'm going to beam your dog. What's her name?
Layla.
I'm going to beam Layla down to the planet's surface right after you.
I love it.
And that way, when you arrive, you'll have company and things are as they should be. Boy and his dog.
We'll just hang in the desert for a few days.
It's good.
Yeah.
Do that. Oh, hey everybody. Travis James with me. So we have so much to talk about. Just in a nutshell, I mean, we came together, I guess, at the Mystic Theater. That's probably the best way to describe it.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's definitely where we met.
And we were just kind of going through the timeline of that. And you came, well, number one, I started working at the Mystic Theater in the year 2000.
Yeah.
Coming from the end of the beginning in Gotati, so that was really fun for me. But 2000, and you came in as my monitor engineer when? What year?
Well, 05 was, I think, the first years that I started working there. But I didn't start doing monitors at first because I didn't know anything about it yet. You guys were still teaching me. So I was doing lights and helping with load-ins and load-outs and just watching Tony Malin a lot. Yes. And he really showed me a lot, and you showed me a lot. And then I think probably towards the end of 05, early 06 is like when I actually started doing monitors properly.
Well, you know, you had such a good grounding already in musician on stage because you were playing at the same time, and you had such an ear for it. And I've never really worked with somebody who has no experience and helped them do something. But in your case,
it worked out.
Man, that really worked out.
It really worked out.
A great time investment for me, not only personally for doing something like that, but for the whole community. Because what I did and what he's doing now, production manager at the Mystic Theater, and you're mixing a lot of the front of house shows now, right?
I'm officially the new production manager and doing all of the front of house.
You're me.
Yeah, I'm you. I'm the new you. Man. I mean, you taught me well.
Good luck with that.
We'll see where it goes.
Well, you can see your future right here.
Yeah.
This is it.
I like it.
So I do too.
I could see my future in space.
I'm so proud of you and so glad that you actually did that. And you know what? Before we go off and do other stuff here tonight, I want to tell you that basically when I first met you, I met your dad at the same time, roughly.
Okay. Yep.
And
Bear Claw. Shout out to Bear Claw.
That's right, Bear Claw. And he made you a deal. He made you a deal about a guitar, right?
Yes.
And what was that deal?
Okay. The first real guitar I ever bought, really, my first Gibson from Tall Toad Music. Shout out to Chris Miano and all the boys there.
Yeah.
Charlie Coles, of course.
Of course.
So he, I was touring with the Highway Poets, and we were starting to do our thing, and we had a band house together on the east side of Petaluma, 4-bedroom house that we lived in, and I
remember that place.
Let's just say we had a lot of fun, and I might have been having a little too much fun. So my dad thought to ease the brakes on me a little bit. He decided to buy me a very expensive Gibson that I was looking at, my 336 that I've had for years now. And he bet me just on a bet on a man's like, hey, if you break this, you got to give the guitar back. Just that's how it's gonna work. So I quit drinking. Just 2 years, no partying. I know, of course, the day he did it was the day we recorded our first album at Grizzly Studios when we were Hillside Fire, and I was so hungover, and I remember just begging him. I'm like, give me one more night, and then he's like, no, you got to do it right now, or I'm taking the guitar back, and I did. And I quit drinking for 2 years, and I got the guitar, and now I can drink again.
Well, your dad checked in with me regularly. Cheers to you, brother, right there, because that's a great accomplishment. Your dad checked in with me regularly on the side. Whenever you come into town, get off that boat.
Yep. Yeah, he's still doing his boat captain thing. I think he's out in Honduras right now, trying to live his best life.
He checked in with me. How's the boy doing? Is he all right?
He's doing all right.
Doing all right?
I mean,
yeah, man.
He's in
there. He's doing it all.
He's doing his thing.
Yeah. Anyway, you do great work. I appreciate you so much.
I appreciate you.
And well, let me see. Well, who's checking over here? Oh, Isis is saying, hello, Travis. What's up?
Hi, Isis.
We're kind of telling you that. She's
nice
right
to
there.
Meet
She
you.
is right there. Look at her.
Hi,
Isn't she
Isis.
gorgeous? I'll have you all here. And yeah, hi there. We're just getting warmed up, getting to know each other, and Travis being part of Highway Poets, and even going back to Hillside Fire.
Yeah.
I've got a couple videos up from your visit. Actually, it's
Yeah.
and I've got a Hillside Fire one further down in our show, but I've got you've been in here before.
Oh yeah, a few times actually.
But not by yourself.
Never by myself. I think I think we've been here. I think we've done it twice.
I think you've done
Me
it
and Sebastian
twice.
I think.
maybe.
I know we'd at least done it once.
I hope so, because I have video evidence
so
tonight.
we have proof
of you and you and Sebastian Seabass in here together on Tiny House Live.
Sebastian St. James.
Yes, man. And are
My
you
brother.
Your brothers? You both James?
Yeah, we got 3 brothers in the band: Sebastian St. James, Taylor James, and Travis James.
I love it.
And then we got Mingo on drums now.
Mingo James?
Mingo Lewis. No,
Mingo
Mingo Lewis
James.
Jr.
You better hang on to that name.
Yeah, I think that name is going to work good for him.
And Mingo, man.
Yeah, he's a legend.
Oh, man.
I wanted to work with him since.
His father was a percussionist in Santana.
And in the early days, I was telling him this at practice the other day because I was just tripping on it. I told him, I was like, I've been watching you since I was a kid.
Yeah.
Working at the Mystic, because he used to play percussion with Foundation.
Yeah.
And that's what I remember him playing, and I'm being like, God, this guy's a shredder,
Yeah.
So then,
Oh, he's a monster.
shout to 15 years later or so, and now he's drumming for, our band, and it's amazing. So I love it.
He is. He's been playing with Todd Bugby, too.
Oh, yeah.
Matter of fact, I've got him playing with the
everyone.
Bugby project. I've got a good video. I could have played that tonight. That would have been good.
Mingo plays with everyone. He's a monster.
Yeah, he really is. He
in
is.
the best way
He's the
possible.
drummer you want.
Yeah.
He's the drummer and percussionist that you
Oh,
want.
yeah. He does it all.
So yeah, we're talking about him yet. I'm not going to show anything of Mingo Lewis Jr. tonight. You'll see when if you're local, you go check to see the Highway Poets play.
We'll be, I got something to plug. I have to look it up on my calendar, but I probably got a Highway Poets show to plug. I'm sure.
Good. Well, we're going to play a video in a minute here, and you can check on your facts and all that. So let's see. Well, let me check over here. Maybe I should be prepping something up for us. Where the clock's saying, yeah, it's about that time to pull out. I want to go back to one of the visit you came in with Sebastian. I don't know if you've been in here twice before. I think it might just
Maybe
been
it was
once
just that
before.
one time.
I think so, but I did capture something from that, as I like to do in this show, because good things happen in this magical little spot, and it really does. I don't know what it is, but it's the same with music venues. They get this vibe and this history of the sound bouncing off the walls. Even at the Phoenix Theater we're talking about, for all that, it all resonates, and I think that's happened in this little wood place I live in. So much creative energy's happened in this room.
As soon as you walk up to the door, you feel the vibe.
It's crazy.
As soon as I rang that doorbell after you beamed me up.
I don't have a doorbell.
I swear I heard
That
a
was the-
doorbell.
that was the
Maybe that was the
ring-
ringing in my
that was the
ears.
ringing in your
It's really
ears.
ringing in my ears.
There it
Okay,
was.
that makes a little more sense. Yeah.
All right, on that
Sound guy jokes.
I know, totally sound guy jokes. Oh, I could have played my sound guy video tonight. Hello, Tammy Bell. Glad to have you with us. Hey, check this out. We'll be right back, and here's a little example of other stuff we are doing tonight.
You'll notice about right away. All right, everybody good?
I'm good.
Yourself on the kitchen floor from a night of fun that you had before. You ask yourself, am I perfect? Yeah. When you wake up drunk on a stranger's bed, no recollection of what was said. You ask yourself, am I worth it? Yeah. When your old lady calls about where you've been, supposed to be home about 10:15. At 4 a.m. it's just a little too late. And I want to thank you. Yeah, take a walk down the river's edge and go find yourself. Go and find a quiet place. That's what we try to find ourselves. Sit back and take a drink of life. Take a tongue of what you need. We ain't barely got time to breathe. Oh yeah. She walked in late to her job today. She couldn't care less, she hates it anyway. She looked right at her boss and she said, I quit. So she walked on down to that liquor store with them nickels and dimes that she had before. She threw them down and he knows it's worth it. So she calls her boy at 4 a.m. Supposed to be home about 10:15. And now she says it's just a little too late. And I want to thank you. Yeah, take a walk down the river's edge and go find yourself. Go and find a quiet place. That's where we try to find ourselves. Sit back and take a drink of life. Take it to what you need. We ain't barely got time to breathe. Well, a perfect day and a shining sun, just trying to be a better person. A minute late and $1 short, because I don't really get it today. And I don't wanna get today. And I want to thank you. Yeah, take a walk down the river's edge to go find yourself. Go and find a quiet place. So when we try to find ourselves, sit back and take a drink of life. Take it to what you need. We barely got time to breathe. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, no, no, no.
And you people, you're all astronauts on some kind of Star Trek.
What's so funny? Oh, man. That was a beautiful song. You know what? I didn't have the name written down. And look at the claps. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tammy.
That
Thank
one's
you,
called
Isis.
Time to Breathe.
Time to Breathe. I love it.
I think it
man.
was off our first Hillside Fire album.
Yeah? You played that a little slower this time, you said?
Yeah, I was like, I must have had a little extra help that night because I played that song way slower than I usually play it. Shout out to Neil Barbosa, live painter,
Yes.
by the way.
Yeah.
Known him for a long time.
Yeah, Neil asked over here. He said, "What musicians influenced you the most?"
That's a tough question for me because I've always said my music tastes are slightly schizophrenic because I'm just all over the place. So I mean, I was way into metal when I was younger, and that's what kind of got me good at guitar and fast. And then got in when I started working with the Mystic. I started working with bluegrass legends, like David Grisman and stuff like that. Tony
Yes,
Rice,
the dog.
I got to work with Tony Rice for quite a few years before he passed, and David Rowan and Peter Rowan and all that stuff. So it's a little bit of like bluegrass, metal. There's no specific artist, though. I'm not one of those guitar players. I've never been where it's like Jimi Hendrix and Clapton and stuff like that. If I was ever gonna give a guitar player answer, my favorite of all time is always gonna be Duane Allman from the Allman Brothers.
Oh, really?
Always.
That surprised me.
My number one.
Huh? Interesting.
Just the output that he had in just a few years, short years of his life, and the stuff that he did before the Allman Brothers when he was young, 17 to 19, working as a studio musician, is incredible. There's look up Duane Allman, and I want to say it's Aretha Franklin and Duane Allman, or something. Some famous singer. I can't remember who it was, but he did this early version of The Wait. Right after it came out, it's like 69 or 70, so it must be
check that out.
And it's incredible. And he did the whole. He's doing all the guitar playing, and you can hear the early Duane, kind of young guy playing, and he's almost there, but he's not quite Allman Brothers Duane yet. So anyway, that's. But yeah, that's an easy one answer for me. Allman Brothers is a good one.
Yep. I think you probably drew a lot of experiences and your references from the people you've worked with. That's what happened to me in the time of sound engineering. It was no longer about what record did I like or song that I liked that I heard on the radio. It became like, what artist did I work with that I really enjoyed working with, that I learned something from doing that show.
Yeah.
That's what I got.
Yeah, because I'd get an artist like Amos Lee, who's like completely different type of person than you'd think I'd be into. I guess if you were thinking of the references I just said, but I got to work with him twice, and he changed the way I look at songwriting completely.
Just by working with him.
And then I got into his records, and then I got to listen to him. And
that's what sound engineering is. It becomes references. Every time you mix a band, it's like, well, who can I mix this band like? You've never heard this band before. They're going to hop on stage. They're going to play. And you go, how do I mix these guys? And you draw on the references that you learned and apply it to them. Yeah. Because nothing's really new in Western culture music.
Yeah.
And
like Todd Snyder is probably one of my biggest influences of someone I've worked with live so many times, and just completely every time blew me away.
On the simplest basic forms. If there's one person you should look up tonight, it's Todd Snyder.
That man can ramble on for 30 minutes and keep you laughing, and then go, oh yeah, that's right, I'm here to play songs.
Yeah, I like to put him on stage with Ramblin' Jack Elliott. Let those two go at it.
I don't know if they didn't even play but one or two
songs. 3 hour show,
they
play 2 songs.
They play 2 songs, maybe.
Oh man, but no, Todd Snyder, I'm an all right guy.
Yeah.
There's there's some great stuff in there, and he's a huge reference for me when I'm mixing acoustic.
Yes.
As if I do that anymore, I'm not really doing that too much. But that kind of stuff. Well, yeah, we had a long history at the Mystic together. I mean, I'd be up in the mix position, up in the balcony at the Mystic, and we had this little hand signs we could pull off. I think half the time we were just texting.
Yeah.
I don't think we really had a really good clear comm system.
In the early days, it was more like it was more hand signals and kind of just being on point. But then,
it felt like a pitcher and a catcher.
Once the phones got a little more advanced and things like that, it just text back and forth. Hey, band's on in 5.
Yeah. It's so much easier. Even with that clear comm, you go, what? What?
Yeah. Clear comm never really worked
that well.
Can't hear
you. What? Yeah. But those are really good times for me, man. That was 16 years there.
Yep.
And I recently took all the archive that I developed and ported it over into the digital world, thanks to my good friend Tim McCarthy, who did all that work on me. Thank you, Tim. And then I made a copy of that, and I gave it to Kerry to give to Ken on his retirement from the Mystic Theater. Ken was the owner and operator of the Mystic Theater in McNears.
He's officially fishing down in Honduras, just living his best life.
Full time? Did he actually move there?
I mean, he owns a property there, so I mean, he'll come back. It's not like he's. But I mean, maybe at the same time. I don't know. He doesn't have to for any reason. Maybe to see his kids every once in a while.
Well, you'd hope so. Or you can go visit him.
See his grandkids.
You were just there.
I think we were just down there. My cousin Shannon and her husband Tim just got married down there.
Hey, congratulations, Shannon.
Yep. still wearing their little band.
There you go.
And keeping it
I
on.
saw photos.
It
Yeah.
was amazing. It was
Yeah, I
beautiful,
imagine.
and everybody came together to make it happen, and it was amazing.
Yeah. Hey, what's going on over here? Live Painter had a big smile on his face. He said, "Hi, Kelly." Oh, Kelly Shannon's in the house. Wonderful. Hello, Kelly. Glad to have you with us, of course. I wore my extra big glasses for you tonight.
Live Painter said, "How long did it take you to develop the sound in your voice?" Well,
Yeah. What about that voice? People ask me the same question.
to be honest, years of smoking and drinking whiskey.
The old Janis Joplin.
yeah.
thing. Okay.
But no, I don't know. I was not a trained musician. Everything I do in music has kind of just accidentally happened. I was kind of a troubled youth and basically moved to Petaluma in 04, 05 to get away from where I was at.
Look
and,
at you now. Look
and
at you now.
so
Production
I
manager
used,
to major venue.
But I used music to kind of get away,
did.
to kind of be a positive,
Yep.
expression.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just started singing with Sebastian. We started writing songs together.
You guys are a great combination.
Yeah, and we literally both we just met. We were instantly when we first met, we literally ended up being homeless together for a couple months and just crashing on couches. And we recorded our first demo
Bonding time.
on people's couches in their garages, in their living rooms.
Awesome.
Like that's how, we were just so on that thought
You
process.
know, that
of
is
we're
exactly
gonna
the
do
same
this.
thing. I just posted a thing that Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters and Nirvana posted about basically what's right and wrong about song contests like American Idol and The
Oh,
Voice.
yeah,
And it's just, he goes all the way down to the negatives of the whole thing and basically points to the fact that basically that's the way you do it. You
Yeah.
get a friend together, you buy cheap gear,
Yep.
you sit on your couches and you suck.
Yeah.
And you suck together until you finally come up with, and you get a band and they suck.
Yeah.
And then finally you get a gig and the gig says, hey, you're a little bit better. And pretty soon you're not sucking anymore. And pretty soon
Yeah.
you could be Nirvana.
We
it's amazing.
sucked when we first started, for sure.
See?
It's hard to listen back to some of those old ones.
Yeah, but these
we
days-
got a lot better, and we're very much more confident in our songwriting and in our playing. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I just started playing a lot, and I started singing a lot, and I just I still practice as much as possible when I can. So I'll just sit down and just kind of sit in the studio, and I'll play a song and I'll try it, and I'll just expand my voice.
Cool.
Look up stuff on YouTube and. I don't know. I'm not like a very well-trained singer. I definitely blow my voice out all the time, as you can hear. But I just sing a lot. I'm not afraid to take risks ever on stage. I never have been.
There you go.
I think that's really important. Sometimes is you got to be fearless. You got to just try things, and sometimes you do something and you surprise yourself and go, oh wow,
That's
I can
exactly
do that.
why you're in the tiny house tonight, because that's exactly my premise in here. God, you
Yeah.
never know what's going to
You
happen
never know.
in Pee Wee's Playhouse. You never know.
I want that.
You
Where's that
never
big
know.
couch at with the big tongue?
Oh, what did Kelly just say? Let's look over here and see. Hillside Fire was one of the first bands that I saw when I moved to Sonoma County.
Oh wow, cool.
At
Kelly.
the fairgrounds.
At the
I
fairgrounds.
remember walking away impressed.
Cool, right on. Well, thanks, Kelly.
Yeah, she's one of my favorite people.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's cool. We were the
Remember
first
that
band you
show?
got to see. I mean, we played the fairgrounds quite a few times, so I'm thinking about which one it was. It was probably, if it was at the fairgrounds, it had to have been either an early Petaluma Music Festival, possibly, or sometimes we would do like 4th of July shows there and stuff like that, where they do the fireworks and they have a band play before.
Right,
We did that a
right.
couple times, so one of those probably. I don't know. After a while, the shows kind of blend together after so many years. Because was just telling you, I'm officially going on into my 17th year of professional musician and sound production.
There you go.
Pretty excited about that.
Yeah.
Better part of 2 decades.
You're halfway there on my timeline.
Yep, I'm almost there. I'm so close.
I put in what I averaged to be 30, about 30 years from 5 different venues in this county, and then bands touring and stuff. But
Yeah.
keep it up. You're obviously really, really good at what you do. And more importantly, you're really good into the new technologies. Which is
I
kind
had to
of where
dive
I
into
backed
that.
out on. We came to the point where we needed a new console, front of house and on stage on monitors, and I didn't want to go toward the digital world. I'm just not that guy. I'm surrounded by digital gear in here.
Well, I was raised on analog by you and Tony on those 40-channel boards.
Yeah,
and,
Soundcrafts.
Soundcrafts.
MH3s.
MH3s. And so I was actually really wary, too, because I didn't go to school for any of that stuff. So I was kind of freaking out going, I don't know what I'm doing on these boards. But,
Yeah.
I just kind of, just like I did when I started with you,
Yep.
at one
Yep.
point you just went, you're going to mix monitors tonight.
Yeah.
You got to
Yeah.
do it
You
at some
did.
point. You got to
Who'd
jump in the deep end.
Do you remember who your first person that you mixed was?
I was trying to think about it on the way here because I figured we were going to talk about it, and I can't even. I mean, it's so long ago.
Did you ever have anybody throw drumsticks at you?
No, but I always heard that story from Tony Malin about, I think it was Y&T's drummer threw drumsticks at his head to try to get his attention or
Might have
something.
been. Oh, no. It was a Dick Dale's drummer.
Dick Dale's
Dick
drummer.
Dale's
I knew it was
drummer.
somebody's rock and roll kind of
I saw it happen
raucous.
too. So, whoa, that
That's
was
a
a
rough
close
one.
call.
I
That is a
feel-
rough one. Pay attention when you're running monitors, right?
I did. Because it would have to depend. If I got drumsticks thrown on my head today, I don't care who you are. We're gonna have problems. But when I was younger, I was probably.
It was only a 3-piece band, by the way.
Yeah, I don't know. No one's ever thrown. I don't even think I've rarely even been like yelled at or anything. I'm usually pretty good with people. Even when, that's always what I've been good at is even in situations where you got tour managers or musicians being kind of overbearing.
It's almost every day.
You're just kind of like, I got my smile on and I'm like, we got this. I don't have no in my vocabulary. I have yes, and this is what I've got.
I think that's why you were so easy to share this growing process with, because we actually have that in common. I know that the tenser the situations got for me, the sillier I got. Yeah. And then I'd have to hold back on my silliness. Because then
people take it like as are you being facetious?
Yeah,
like, what are you doing
yeah. So, but it's still better than going the grumpy way, because those grumpy engineers,
worst.
They make their own stories.
You've seen that video, the grumpy
I almost
sound
played it tonight. I could have. I thought about that a few minutes ago.
That is the funniest video.
Grumpy sound
especially
engineer.
If you've been playing music and mixing for as long as we have.
Yeah,
it makes a lot of sense.
Could have and should have played it tonight. It didn't even cross my mind.
Can look it up.
Look it up on YouTube. Grumpy sound engineer.
That's a hilarious.
It's
video.
the truth.
It's all true.
You know what? Maybe I think maybe we need to play something from you and your partner Sebastian.
Yeah.
So let's do the back to back on this. And I know you have some new material you were going to bring in. We'll have to catch you next time.
Yeah, I didn't. I forgot that I didn't have the hard drive formatted right, so
that's
I
all right.
Bring it over tonight.
That's all that technical issues. Yeah. Well, when you do get it up, and when you come back on season 9.
Yeah, that's right. Season 9. God,
season
9 seasons already.
I'm telling you, man. And a season for me at Tiny House Live is somewhere between 12 to 15 shows, and I'm right about in there right now because this is my 12th show right now.
I love it.
So I'm going to probably go.
Can't believe you built a whole space station for this.
I know. It's expensive up here in space too. Look down there right now. You can look down there. The Earth's spinning down there below us. I mean, we got some real altitude tonight.
We're somewhere over the Mediterranean right now.
It is, isn't it? Yeah. It's a matter of keeping it all. Matter of keeping it all together. Let's take a big look out the window. Look out the window here. Look at that. What a beautiful planet we live on. Isn't that just amazing? I just love the fact that we're able to live and make a living and eat and sleep and be loved and love and all that, all right here on this tiny planet, all the way up here from the inspirational space station tonight. Thanks for being here with us. You know what? I'm going to switch scenes here, and let's play something from a previous Tiny House Live visit.
Yeah, it was me and
with you and Sebastian right there, and I'm going to get into that because it's you guys laid down some really good stuff, as often happens in this little room. Yeah, and just great to have you with me tonight. What do we say? Anybody over here? Traveling across the sky, Isa says. Yes, we are. Nice. We are right now. Absolutely, we are. And you know what? You're with us right here on Tiny House Live and the Inspiration Space Station. And here, check this out. This is going to be really good for you as well. It's another beautiful little piece from a previous Tiny House Live show with Sebastian
you want to do that? Yeah, I was thinking that too.
There you go. Do that. Right here on Tiny House Live.
Yeah, it's funny. Me and Seabass don't have to look at each other. We just have to look at each other now. We don't have to actually say anything anymore.
So we might have finished tonight, or today. We might just finish tonight, who knows? It's called The Motion. Oh, speed up people. How soon, Lord, we forget. We all render who we are. Take all that we can get. I see the sky open up, and I could hear an angel cry. Oh, it got me wondering why we've been going with emotions just to get it back. Oh Lord, now have you heard just what the president child he can say? We hang on to every word. We just hope, Lord, we hope for no more mistakes. How's the sky open up? A sign of life. Oh Lord, it got me wondering why we've been going with emotions just to get in by. How we go try. Down for my quick. I see that whiskey is a river. No, I need an ocean. Whiskey is a river. No, I need an ocean. Whiskey is a river. Lord, I need an ocean. And whiskey is a river. Lord, I need an ocean. Open up, got then the angel cries. Lord, it got me wondering why, oh, why we've been going with the motion, just getting by. While we go with the motion, I need another time. Going with the motion. We can go with emotion. I need another try. I said that whiskey is a river. Lord, I need an ocean. Whiskey is a river. Lord, I need an ocean. Oh, another try. All right.
Good morning.
Morning. Good morning.
Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
I love that movie.
I do too. Jim Carrey, Truman Story.
Yeah, Truman Show.
Truman Show, that's right. I love it too. Life on camera. How can you imagine that? Jeez, look around this place. I think my whole life is on camera right now. By the way, look around right now and point at something, and I'll tell you a story about it.
What's up with the Ganesh-looking statue?
Oh, my Ganesh elephant. That's right up here. Actually, I liberated him from the Rayleighs in Petaluma.
Oh, nice.
It's the last thing I ever would have expected to find in a Rayleighs was an elephant in a Ganesh position. And I thought, you're going with me, brother.
That's cool.
You're going with me. You're going with me. And unfortunately, I can't show you Skinny. Remember you were Skinny and Slim.
Of course. How could I forget?
Shall we share
the mascots of the Mystic Theater?
They were. And originally they came. Where did we get the first one?
The first one was it was backstage. It was just left behind. It was, back there somewhere. And
that's right.
It was busted up or something. Or maybe the other one was busted. I can't remember which one was busted nowadays. But the one you found backstage, I remember.
Which was Skinny.
And it was Skinny, the first one.
Right.
And then Slim was on the wall.
We liberated Slim off the wall one night after his show. We said, isn't that Skinny's brother up there on the wall as we're eating at the Mystic Theater, at McNear's rather?
Me, you, and Tony Malin.
Yeah, and you shuffled up that wall, grabbed him off the wall. We put both of them on guitar stands, and then we put them on top of the PA stacks in the building, in the theater.
And I think only one of them does it, but he has a little hand up to his ears.
It
was just perfect.
There was a third brother in there, I know, because they hear no evil, see no evil, and speak no evil.
Yeah, so there had to be a third one somewhere.
And Skinny, the first one, actually had Dr. John Mac Rebenek sign in, because Mac saw these skeletons, and I said, would you mind signing one? And not at all. I'll sign a skeleton anytime. So he's somewhere. Great. We don't know what happened to him.
Yeah, we were just talking about that because we've been doing a lot of cleanup at the Mystic and trying to do some changes hopefully here soon in the building, and we cleaned out the whole back rooms, and I was searching for him for you, and he must have got tossed at some point.
His story lives on.
Yeah, he lives on with us in our hearts.
And Slim is actually hiding behind the curtain tonight back here. He's a little shy. I'm going to bring him out eventually at some point because he needs to come back out into the world. He's
I love it.
He's a little shy. But.
Yeah, we got, like I said, I think I was telling you, we got a little tiki god statue now at the Mystic
Yeah.
that seems to move on its own. So keep an eye out for that if you ever come see the Mystic
we
Theater
talked
shows.
briefly about is the Mystic Theater haunted?
Oh yeah,
and
it's not.
It's not. We both. But you know, the one experience I just thought of this. The one experience that I had that made me wonder was I was closing down the place one night, and it is a big theater.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
500 plus capacity, and when you close it all down, it's dark, dark.
Very dark.
And when you go up to the camera room, the projector room, it's some of the last stuff you turn off.
Oh yeah.
I went up there and I turned off all the lights, and I put my hand on the wall to see where the light switch was, so I could find the wall. My hand goes here, and here's the light switch.
Yeah.
Well, when I don't know if I ever told you this.
I've never heard this
I
story.
turned on the light switch and I moved my hand away, and my hand fit exactly in the imprint of another handprint.
Oh wow.
That happened to me the first week of being there.
Wow.
And I turned on that light, and as I took my hand away, it looked like my hand had pushed into the concrete to make that mold.
If any room was gonna have something like that, and it'd be their projection room, because that's the one spot I'd never hang out
Totally
in.
was. You know what it said to me was, this place is yours.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's really what it said to me right then. I went,
Yeah.
wow, thank you, I'm here.
Yeah.
And wow, if you ever go back, you think about this.
I'm gonna
I know
go-
you're going to
yeah,
go back.
yeah, yeah.
But look up there in the projection room,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I'm sure it's still there. Look, look for the hand indentation.
I will.
Put your hand there for me. Put your
I
hand
will.
there for me.
I will.
Put your hand there for me, brother. All right, good. That's because that's officially when we pass that along.
Yeah,
You can pretend to be a production manager until you put your hand in there.
And then once I put my hand there, I'm officially I'm
saying.
taking the power.
Yeah. That's beyond just me.
Yeah,
It's not just
yeah.
beyond. This
Us.
isn't
It's
about
all
me.
of us.
All about us. All about us.
I love it.
So that's it. It's just little things like that, you know.
That's amazing.
That's good stuff. And Tammy Bell saying cheers. That was nice. A live painter liked it as well.
Nice.
I'm going back to that last song, of course. And Thela said, "I think I'm falling in love."
Oh wow. Well, thank you.
You know,
Dana.
on that note, why don't we tell our friends and fans? Hey, wait a minute, hold on. It's time for my big what? That's right. It's not so funny. It's time to say thank you to the She Devils, who are a huge fan base, and much love and appreciation to all the ladies and gentlemen. There are a few gentlemen. I am a She Devil. You didn't know that, did you?
I didn't know that.
I see. Those things are
I
finding
mean,
out
these
in
days,
this modern age.
Hey, whatever you want to call yourself. Man.
Be whatever pronoun you want to be.
Yeah, be yourself.
But I'm very, very pleased and grateful. And to
Cheers,
all my
ladies.
friends, wait, I think we're still unofficially sponsored tonight. Thank you, my friends. Great to have you with us, as always, Wednesday night. But let's see, what did I have for us here coming up? What did I have written? I have everything. What? Really, now? Oh, all right. My control room wants me to play the news. I've got to be somewhat legitimate in this. And besides, I understand, and don't let this shock you, but I understand there was a terrible accident at Arby's, and
I feel like there's a lot of terrible accidents at Arby's.
there probably are, but this one in particular came to my notice and need to be brought to your attention. So that's where we're going to go. I'm going to drop us right back in a second. We'll come back right after this news piece from the Tiny House news segments that I love to do for you, and we'll be right back. And here, kitty.
Joins us live. And Julie, what happened out there?
Well, Dave and Glenda, they just finished boarding up the window pane and part of the wall here. This is a very busy Arby's. It sits right here in Woodward in Royal Oak near 13 Mile Road. So as you can imagine, there were quite a few people inside at the time.
The big window went pop, and there was just glass everywhere. That was the loudest bang I had ever heard. It sounded like an explosion.
I thought perhaps the end of days was upon us, but it turned out it was just a disoriented old lady in a champagne-colored Toyota Avalon, crashing into my world like DMB circa 1996. Who's got their claws in you, my friend? Into your heart I'll beat again.
Just before 2 p.m., an elderly woman drove into the side of the restaurant while trying to park her car.
I turned around, a little old lady had stepped on the gas instead of the brake and ran into the restaurant.
She hit 3 people who were sitting down and eating inside. They were thrown 8 to 10 feet.
I saw their bodies tossed skyward, like ragdolls thrown into the air by the late, great Andre the Giant. I don't know. They appeared to be weightless, hitting 0G like the fearless crew of a forgotten Apollo mission, whose only objective was to obtain a beef and cheddar classic and return home to Kathleen Quinlan safe before sundown. I don't know. Part of me wishes I'd been hit by that car instead, so I could have gotten out of work early and gone far, far away from shift manager Masha's judging emerald eyes. No, I didn't wash my shirt in between shifts, Masha. So what if I smell like roast beef? This whole place smells like roast beef.
The fire department transported all three to the hospital and tell us that the man and two women who are in their 30s and 40s appear to have non-life-threatening injuries. As for the woman driving the car,
a look of elderly bloodlust spread across her wrinkled face, and it made me dare to think perhaps this was no accident. Perchance she was compelled to steer her beige battering ram into the house that Beef built, driven not by force of this earth, but of an earth below. An earth that mirrors ours in almost every way, except the reflections are so much darker that many miles down. Some know the reflected realm to be the netherworld. Others know it as the abyss. I know it as the shadow zone. A world where the blackness of our sin stares back at us and merely laughs. Ha 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 ha. A world where God's law governs no man. A world where there is no literal or figurative Mr. Belvedere given any authority to teach us right from wrong. A world where we are loosed and given leathery wings charred like brisket to soar high above the judgment of the well-pressed, dry-clean, shift-managing elite. A world where I am elevated to my true pagan animal form and I take flight, known only as the winged demon, Dead Dreadmore. And I fly high above the puritanical regime, anointed by the oil of our beast lord, singing, I'm the king of the castle, and you're the dirty rascal. Crash into me, crash into me. I don't know. Arby's is pretty cool.
The fire department tells me that they didn't treat the woman driving the car here on scene or take her to the hospital, that somebody else drove her home. The Royal Oak Police Department tells me they're still investigating, so they can't comment on whether or not they're issuing her a ticket. And of course, as you can see, this Arby's right here on Woodward closed for the rest of the night. We're live in Royal Oak. Julie Bonovich.
Oh my God, I'm dying. That's the funniest thing I've seen in so long.
Isn't
I've
that
seen
good
that
for
one
you?
before too, but the house that Beef built.
The house that Beef built.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness,
Take
a
my
terrible
ancient
accident.
pagan form.
Oh my goodness. We want to thank our reporter on the field, Dead Dreadmore.
Arby's is pretty cool.
Arby's is pretty cool.
Man, yeah. I like that cat.
I do. You love my cat? That's a tiny house cat.
I like that cat a lot.
I've had a lot of fun.
I've seen that cat before.
Yeah, in your dreams.
I was gonna say, I was on some particularly strong.
Tiny cat.
Yep.
Yeah.
Something starts with a P and ends with Little Ivan.
Ooh, wow. Yeah, he's been part of my my world for a while in here, and he comes back in different forms and fashions. When he's needed.
I like that his eyes and lips match.
Yes, those were actually my eyes and lips.
That's kind of figured that. I kind of figured as much.
Snapchat.
Yeah.
A lot of fun. I did a show in here called The Paul Riley Experience. Go back in my YouTube channel. Good to tell you about this right now real quickly. And if I haven't asked you already and you haven't already subscribed to this wonderful little tiny world of ours, go to the site that you're watching this on my YouTube channel. That's YouTube.com/Tiny House Live. Please subscribe. And while you're there, select the notification bell. Set it to all so you'll always find these shows. Join us live when you can, or they'll always be there on demand. On demand. There you go. Just like that effect.
Yeah. I got a link on my Facebook too. I'm at Travis James HP.
There you go.
On Instagram and Facebook.
That's a good place.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's
Facebook. Well, it just has the link. So if anybody that's watching, here from here, or whatever, can just click on that link.
Say it again because I wasn't paying attention.
Travis James HP.
There you go.
Yeah.
What's the HP for?
Highway Poets.
Of course. You know, now that I'm thinking about it,
Facebook might just be Travis James, but it's Travis James HP for sure on Instagram.
that's really good for you to know because you got a new material coming out
I
very,
do,
very
yeah,
soon.
yeah,
You're
very
going to be
soon. I'm
wanting to
almost
show
done
it.
with it.
You're going to come back in and share it with us here when it comes out.
Yeah, it started out, I basically just needed to get, better at understanding the programs these days. And so I got a computer, and, Sebastian's been doing it for years now.
Yeah,
like
he's
10 years.
his technical end is amazing.
His studio is incredible right now, and the stuff he's putting out is just phenomenal. So he's been working on his solo stuff a lot. Shout out to my brother.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's got, I think, some new stuff coming out. He's got tons of shows. Check him out on all those things. Sebastian St. James.
Yeah.
Pretty much anywhere you get your music. And so anyway, I just got a computer, and I got literally put some
PC or Mac.
I got Mac. Yeah, I went for Logic. I went for Logic just because I just need something simple, streamlined. Just get some simple plugins. I mean, I just have a big barn. Yeah. And a bunch of stuff that I basically dumpster dived and put together for a studio.
Yeah, same with me. I'm using SoundForge, Sonic County Vegas.
It all works.
Whatever works for you, you learn.
I got a couple of mics, and I'm just kind of I use it as a tool to get better at production, and then basically started working on my own original stuff. And next thing you know, I got an album. So
know if you need to borrow a few mics. I've got a good stock of AKG D1, the full C.
Yeah.
Not the C14s, but the 214s.
Okay, I might take you up on that.
Yeah, and I've got a couple large condenser ones too. Great for warm sounds like recording stand-up bass and stuff like that, as well as these wonderful little guys.
I mean, I got an old 421. That's like that's a cool
you
one.
can use that on so many things.
I've been using that a lot.
Amazing, versatile on anything.
Yep.
Saxophones, bass.
Oh yeah.
Drums.
I mean, I just use it on a guitar even too. Just right on a guitar.
Yeah. Yeah, we used them on drums for years.
Oh yeah,
toms
for sure.
floor. Darn right. Engineer talk. Yeah. I love it. I love it. Oh
yeah.
Oh, let's see. It's been a long time since anyone's seen the Tiny House Cat. I guess ISIS. I don't know. I try to get him up there as often as possible. I want to make some more. I need to lock myself away.
It's probably hard to keep a cat in space. Or even a cat in the hat in space.
It is because you know why? The litter box. You can't open the window.
Yeah, that would.
I'm sorry, but
that would prove tough. I didn't even think about that.
It's tough in space, but we all poop.
Yep. And cats throw it around because they'll be scratching and stuff. That'd be tough.
Exactly.
I wouldn't want to live with a cat in space.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
And on that basis, you know what? I want you to think back for a second because I asked you. It was quite a while ago. That I asked you to do something, and I'm going to preface something I'm going to play a little bit of because my next week's show is my Dark Side of Oz.
Yes.
This is going to be more of a schooly, teachy kind of a professorial class in a sense because I cannot show my Dark Side of Oz, which if I were to preface really shortly is nothing more than taking the Wizard of Oz and playing it against Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon. There's a whole process on doing that was discovered and legitimately discovered and shared in the masses through MTV in the early 90s, 92 or 93. I'll be more referenced soon. And I want to show you where that came from. As much as we know about it, I've been fortunate to be one of the three who found it early, discussed it early, started user groups before there were even chat lines up. And Synchronistic Archive with Michael Johnston, and I'll go down through a whole list of Carl Toon and other friends who are all friends are connected to the mother of all syncs, which is the Dark Side of Oz, all connected with the Synchronicity Archive that I've been a proud member of for many, many years.
And I'd like to take credit for it, but I can't remember. But I think I might have been the first one to give you the idea to do the reggae Dub Side of the Moon right after the original.
You were.
Because it runs out.
We did that show.
Yeah, we did that show where you went back and forth. That was super cool.
When we did that show, and I asked the band, because number one, it takes 2.5 repetitions of Dark Side of the Moon to equal the length of the Wizard of Oz. So the question has always been, what do we do with the center section?
Yeah.
Do we just repeat it 2.5 times? That gets to be a lot listening to anything 2.5 times.
True.
And so the question became, what happens to the middle? What should the middle be? And I have another theory on that, which I'm going to discuss on this next Dark Side of Oz next Wednesday.
Nice.
But you'd suggested that the dub Side of the Moon with Easy Star All Stars.
Easy Star All Stars, great reggae group, and they paid good money and they got the rights to record and sell an album of reggae version of Dark Side of the Moon called Dub Side of the Moon. But if you read in the linear notes, they actually say we did this to, even though they changed the songs up a little bit, they did it to exact metronome timing of the original album. So all of the beats and synchronicities are there, but it's reggae, so it'll be a little different. And I just thought that was interesting when you brought that up. So
yeah, no,
I remember,
it was.
and then you did it the next year. And
I had to. To me, I heard that and I went, "Oh my God! Now I can replace the center of this." So mine became a Dark Side Dub of the Moon.
Yeah, that was amazing. That first year.
And then, of course, after the Dub Side of the Moon, then I go back to the very end part of Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon to end the whole sync. It's about an hour and a 20-minute piece to show in performance. I've done it 12 times, 9 times at the Mystic Theater and other venues around our county. I'm waiting for my 13th lucky episode, the Baker's Dozen.
There you go.
But I was going to do it this year, but I'm really so into what I'm doing here right now and my new workload at Oliver's and fun stuff like that. I just don't want to tax myself. I'm enjoying this process here and with you guys.
There'll be space for you to put that out there for us
I'm hoping
soon.
next year. I'm hoping next year either with my friend Roger over at the Big Easy, which I think would be a great place for it, or maybe Josh Windmiller. I'll talk to him about the Lost Church.
Oh, there you go. That would be a really fun spot to do that at, actually.
I think so, too. I think so,
Just
too.
get like a little drop down or something.
What I wanted to know is, you helped me on stage one year.
I helped you on stage one year? I probably helped you on stage for a lot of years.
Well, of course, but not necessarily in a shared performance way.
Okay.
Because I had asked you and the Highway Poets to do something fun. Now, in a nutshell, and then I'm going to play a couple of little videos for you, and we'll get back. But in a nutshell, I decided I wasn't going to do the Dark Side of Oz one year, and I kind of said goodbye to everybody, and I wanted to come back. Yet the next year, I really wanted to do it again, so I couldn't just come back and say, "Oops, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it." I had to invent a show that basically said that somebody stole the show from me, and that wasn't me last year. That was a total bogus guy who was pretending to me.
Yeah.
I'm back this year to tell you what is. So I put a tent on stage at the Mystic Theater, and it was the year everybody in California and probably around the world was occupying tents as a political statement. So I thought, I got a political statement. I put a tent on stage at the Mystic Theater. I cut the back out of the tent, so the only way you can get in and out of the tent was go behind the stage curtain, so nobody could see anybody come and go. And how many clowns are on this bus?
Yeah, exactly. It's like with a clown car thing.
And I told anybody who's working with me, you can't go on stage unless you come through the tent. So one by one, I including myself, I started the show off. I spent almost an hour in that tent with lights on my palms, doing as the audience was coming in. I had a smoke machine in there and a video, so I could see what everybody was doing. And I think I was smoking. And there was a lot of nonsense going on inside of that tent as the audience was coming in. And I finally came out at one point after it looked like the tent was on fire through video. That was my plan.
That's right.
And I came out staggering like Ozzy Osbourne. I can do a good Ozzy Osbourne.
Yes.
You know, I really can with the right vest, the coat, and the medallion. I got him. But I had asked you guys to come out and as the Highway Poets and renamed you the Lollipop Poets.
Yes.
The Lollipop Poets.
Yeah, that was an interesting. That was a really fun year.
Thank you for kind of doing these silly requests.
I love it.
Who else would ask you?
and all the boys did it. The whole Highway Poets as a whole.
Well,
we came out with our
you had to come out of the
shoes
tent
on our knees.
You had to come out on your knees. You had to go over, put your knees in your shoes, and I gave you balloons, right? I gave you each a balloon full of helium.
And then we sat there and sang the Lollipop Guild song.
I cut the balloons, and you held them like that. And I said, when at the right time, you let them go.
Yep.
And they inhaled them, and they sang. You guys sang a great version.
The Lollipop
of
Guild.
The Lollipop Guild, man.
I mean, that's one of my favorite movies of all time in general. So I love when you started doing that. It was just such a great. Just a fun thing to watch every year too, because I mean I could watch a movie over and over. Anyway.
I reinvent it each year. You know, the one unusual thing about what I do with it is I actually, the synchronicity is amazing. There's over 120 synchronistic events that happen in this Mother of Syncs episode. But what I've done is I've gone back and I've labeled all the individual sync cues, so as a viewer you can watch like text below,
go along with it,
and go along with it. But even more importantly, I've taken all the dialogue from the movie and implanted all the vocal dialogue from The Wizard of Oz into the music of Pink Floyd or other versions. And so you actually hear the entire movie as you should. You just hear the musical score of Pink Floyd underneath it. It's the only movie I could ever do that with because the synchronicity is so incredibly close.
That's wild.
It's really wild. And I'm going to share next Wednesday with you kind of the inner secrets of how you can do this yourself. I'm going to point. I can't show it to you because of copyright issues. I can't afford anything.
It's not what do you call free media or whatever at this point?
No, at this point in our culture, there really is no. Somebody owns almost everything at this point. They've licensed. It. Particularly, TCM owns everything according to Wizard of Oz, and of course, Pink Floyd is
Pink Floyd.
So I really have no chance.
I remember hearing a rumor through some reggae artists at the Easy Star or the dub. I can't remember the name of the band. The guys that did Dub Side of the Moon, they had to pay $20,000 for the rights to just to record that and sell it.
Well,
because Pink Floyd they don't let their music go easy or cheap.
No,
they hold it tight to the chest if you're going to record some Pink Floyd.
Yeah. I'm blanking out on the band locally who did it. The Bluegrass. Come on.
Poor Man's Whiskey. Shout out Poor Man's Whiskey.
Yeah, no, they
Love
did a
those
great
guys.
version of it, and
they did the same, and they told me similar thing. It wasn't that much, but I remember they had to pay like probably a good 10 racks to get the rights to that
well, there you go.
and sell it. But they killed it. Check out Poor Man's Whiskey, Dark Side of the Moonshine.
Yeah,
that's a great album.
Yeah, the live version is from the Mystic Theater.
Yep.
I was in Hawaii. I couldn't be there. I was talking to Tony, and he was mixing it, and I'm going.
Yep.
He's telling me all about it. He's mixing the band. He's talking to me on the phone. I'm in Hawaii drinking a blue drink.
I remember that.
God, it was fun. I wish I was there. It's the one show I really wish I
was
was
a good
there
show.
for.
That was an incredible show.
There are so many shows that happen that we could talk about. Y&T. I mean, every year, 2 days a week, 2 days a year for every year for how long now?
Yeah, I had to take a break from that for a little while.
Well, before I go off key onto something else, I want to play a video, really short video stuff that I've got about my show next Wednesday.
Cool.
I come back. You think you know a lot about the Professor. You think you know, but you really don't know everything until you've seen this side of what I do. I've been doing it going almost 2 decades now, but at least for 15 years of this performance. I want to show you as much as I can next Wednesday, but let me give you a glimpse. What is it now? What can I show you? I do that mashups. I do interesting recreations of variations on synchronistic themes of things from The Wizard of Oz and Pink Floyd, and these couple little trailers I'm going to show you. They're short trailers for next Wednesday's show right here, and I want you to come back and join me as you always do. I love you for being here. Hey, Neil, watch this. Hi, Tammy. You're going to like it too. Thala, Tammy, Lady Sky. I'm glad you're here with us. Isis, thank you. Kelly, I hope you're still with us. Let me play this for you, and we'll come right back, and we will start all over. Well, not really. We're going to wrap up the show pretty soon, but I got one more little place to go from here. Here we go. Dark Side of Oz next week with me right here, Tiny House Live. It won't be on the space station either.
Here, in a world where the sun burns cold and the wind blows colder, a visitor has come. But not by herself.
Come on!
The suspense is back.
And we have no weapons of any kind?
The fear is back.
Ah! Don't look back, dude! Run as fast as you can!
And most of all, the bitch is back.
Tiny House Live. Tiny House Live. Tiny House Live. Yes, yes. Dark Side of Oz.
I just gotta say, I love so much that I recognized that trailer right away. I was like, oh my god, that's the Aliens trailer. That's
It is some Aliens.
Those are my favorite horror movies. I love horror films.
The
I'm a
bitch
big
is back.
fan.
The bitch is back.
That's so good, Judy Garland.
Sorry, Judy. Sorry,
That's
Judy.
so good.
I know.
I love
I'll either love it. You'll either love me
Synchronicities.
for what I do with the Dark Side of Oz and Wizard, or you'll not.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish there was a way you could do it on the streaming platforms, but
I
it's
know.
got to be so tough to
I
get all
know.
that cleared.
I know. What happened to my soundtrack? Something mystery happened. Something mysterioso happened.
You get shot out into space?
No, I don't know. It was my thrusters or something. Kind of messed me up.
There
Well,
goes.
all right. There you go. Things happen like that in the
Hey,
tiny house.
you
See,
know.
just because this is when you think you know what's going on.
Well, and you're still working on the space station, right? I mean,
It's
it's not-
always
yeah,
work on
you're
the
always
space
working on the
station, man. It's
station.
like
It
having
seems
a
like it's a lot of
car,
work.
man.
Yeah.
You got to have a tune-up, the thrusters.
It can't be easy to get materials up here.
Trust me. Trust me. And nothing here is from Japan or China, so it's really tough.
You got to make it all yourself.
You know, at eBay, and they won't. I can't order from up here, and UPS won't deliver.
I guess you could abduct a delivery guy.
My goodness.
And just hope for the best.
We've got some magic happening.
Oh, yeah.
I don't
that's
even know what's
awesome.
going on.
It sounds like it's looping our vocals
I know,
and
I
some
know.
sort of
I
beat.
usually know what happens then. Tiny house.
Tiny house. Tiny house live.
Tiny house.
Tiny house live.
Tiny house live.
Tiny house
live. Oh, that's what it is. Oh, it's telling me that it's time to play our last segment for the evening as I beam up some new fresh entertainment for
There
us.
we go.
That's what we got to go. I've got it
Bring
for
it
you, too. Amen. Whoa. Wow. That was a pretty amazing little delivery we got right there of
Wow.
entertainment. You ready?
That sounded like it was a lot that just came up.
It was. You know why? It's the full band, Highway Poets.
Oh.
Yeah, I've
Cool.
got it. Yeah, I've got it. I've got it right here for you.
All right.
I've got it. And then we're going to come back. We're going to wrap this whole show up. The bitch is back. Why did they, I hate it when YouTube thinks something is improper. No, ISIS. Yes, the bitch is back. There's nothing wrong with the word bitch. It's a female dog. You've got one in your car right now.
Yeah,
Come
exactly.
on.
Yeah. Especially when you're talking about the Queen Alien or
I
Judy
know.
Garland, apparently.
It's a soundbite from a movie. Can we have some creative
fine.
leeway here?
It's fine.
Do we need so much
structure?
Structure? No, we don't. No, we don't.
No, we're in space.
Yes.
We just need the structure around us.
Hey, Neil, oh, by the way, I hadn't even connected the dots here with Neil Barbosa, but Neil's been on stage many times
Oh, yeah.
on the Dark
For
Side of
years,
Oz.
yeah.
He's painted the Dark Side of Oz on stage
He's
as
been
I'm
on stage
performing it.
with Hillside Fire and the Poets, too,
Yeah.
painting before.
He's everywhere.
He's all over the place.
He's everywhere.
Shout out Neil.
I know. Big shout out, Neil. Yeah. He's helped me a bunch in a lot of my shows. Matter of fact,
awesome.
one time I played a whole video of him just framed to perform in front of. So.
Oh, cool.
You hear him? Who is that?
Somebody's back there.
I don't even know why this is stopping playing. My world is really interesting. It's really interesting right now.
That's not that funny.
What's not that funny? Because it's taking me off course from what I really want. Actually, let's get serious for a second. Let me go back and play.
Okay.
Let's go back and play the Highway Poets, and then we'll come back and wrap the show up. You guys are awesome. I'll figure out what's going on with this loopy vocal in my background. Who's loopy back there? Who's doing that? I'm hearing myself talk.
Oh, yeah.
I see you go on, mama, back the way you came. Surely life can be the same. Oh Lord, I must have got enough for you. And never could you see through. Oh, 'cause the devil loves the sun. Oh yes, the devil loves the sun. soul.
And you people, you're all astronauts on some kind of Star Trek.
Yes, you are, my friends. You're all astronauts on the Inspirational Space Station tonight.
That was a throwback right there. That was cool.
That surprised you? You didn't know I was going to play that.
Yeah, I didn't know you were going to play that one. That video, that was from the very first Highway Poets record. I can't remember what we called it anymore. It might have been self-titled. But that whole thing was shot at the Tradewinds, the original Tradewinds, before it was
Katati,
changed.
USA.
And, I'm trying to think of the bartender's name right now. Hillary Starr was the bartender in the video, and she's a good friend of ours. And shout out Hillary, wherever you are in the world. I hope you're doing good. Yeah, that's crazy. That's we were very young back then.
Well, it's good to bring things back on you like that. It's part of my time sheet. I found the further you go out in space, the more you start to have control of time and space. And when you bring it all back around, you wrap it into a package, you bring it into the Tiny House Live, and invite guests up to enjoy it with you. You end up with something like this.
It's a beautiful thing. I like it.
Just like that.
Nice tiny bow.
Yeah.
Wrapped up tight.
There you go. Tiny House Live. Right there. Where?
Tiny House Live.
Tiny House Live.
You know that. You know that. You know that. So glad to have you with me.
It was my pleasure.
You know, you're a fun guy to hang out with. We've done it for years anyway.
Oh yeah.
It's just great. And eventually, I want to get you and Sebastian back in here. Maybe just Sebastian by himself again too. I'd love to hear. I'd love to do this with him as well.
He's got, like I said, I think another album, an album coming out soon. I think that he's working on right now.
Yeah.
Possibly. So I'm sure he's got some stuff to talk about.
I'm sure of it. Give everybody where you can get in touch with you again, handsome young man.
On Facebook, look up Travis James or the Highway Poets. On Instagram, on Travis James HP, and also just the Highway Poets. But
I love it.
Anywhere there. And I'm playing with this guy named Timothy O'Neill Band with our original drummer Shane Schlick, who was in that video.
Yes, he was also here with Todd. Todd
so
Bundy.
We're going to be doing some shows here and there, and check him out on wherever you get your music. Too many to name.
Are you ready to go back?
I mean, I could.
You got to go back at some point. Let me. You got scissors?
I got them.
All right.
I guess I'll go back.
Hang on. I'm getting my thrusters going here. By the way, you'll get to ride back tonight in my rocket.
I'm pretty excited for the rocket ride.
I think you'll like the rocket ride. I really do.
That was like the cherry on top.
All right, here you go. You ready?
All right.
Coming up to you. All right. I'm getting.
Thanks, everyone.
And you people, you're all astronauts on some kind of Star Trek.